Hey Midties, this is Rock64 here with another edition of Near Mid Condition Gaming Edition, where this is my E3 shirt, my E3 selfie shirt. Normally E3 would be going on this week. I'd be in LA, playing games, hanging out with homies, but due to the global pandemic, we're not able to be together. A lot of our favorite conventions have been postponed, canceled, or online, such as GDC, Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, etc. So instead, we are able to do these things virtually, because that's one thing gamers like to do, is get together. Unity. Games bring us together. So today, I'm going to talk about the PlayStation 5 unveiling. Yes, I'm a Nintendo kid, obviously, but I'm also a huge Sony kid. This is a fantastic show. So if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, I'll give it to you real quick. 10 things, okay, it's more than 10 things, that I thought were awesome at the PlayStation 5 unveiling. So let's just start off at the top. The first thing they showed off was Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, I have to say that when I first saw footage, I was like, oh my god, it's Grand Theft Auto 6! Even though the brothers literally talked the other day. Yeah, I'm glad we're not working on Grand Theft Auto 6 due to all the political silliness going on. So, no, it's not Grand Theft Auto 6, but it's Grand Theft Auto 5. If you have a version of Grand Theft Auto 5, you will get a free update for PlayStation 5, which I think is pretty cool. So, kudos to Rockstar for doing that and working with Sony. Now, the first game that Sony showed off was quite the kicker. SpiderMan. This is an Insomniac game, so makers of Ratchet Clank and a bunch of other cool games. Insomniac showed off Spider-Man Miles Morales, and it looked absolutely fascinating, or fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And this is really cool because when Mark Kearney got on stage and talked about the speed of the SSD hard drive, it's an NVE one, and it's 825 gigabytes, but it's like 5.5 gigabytes. It's like it's huge, super fast. One of the things they showed off was levels of Spider-Man where traversal throughout the city was really, really fast. And they showed it off on a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5. And they were able to traverse really, really, really fast versus on PlayStation 4, they cannot. There'd be hitches because of loading. Well, they took time to do that again, too, with this Spider-Man unveiling. And not only does it look incredible, but I can't get more excited about Miles Morales being Spider-Man in this game. Because I'm not going to spoil anything. You should play the Spider-Man that's currently out and then give this a shot. So, way to kick off a show, Spider-Man. The next game, Gran Turismo 7. There was a little leak about a company that makes high-end racing game products, and they had a Gran Turismo 7 logo at the bottom, and we're all like, really guys? Like, come on. And the company was like, no, we didn't. Yeah, you did. You knew there's Gran Turismo 7. Well, Polyphony, I'll get that right. Polyphony showed off Gran Turismo 7, and it was absolutely stunning. Every special effect in the book was used in this game. And now, this is really to say something, because Gran Turismo 6 on PlayStation 4 looks really, really, really good. So it'll be very interesting to see how much better that this can look. I'm hoping for a 4K 60 frames a second representation with every special effect turned on, ray tracing and all that. So I'm looking now, need to try and find a racing wheel that can handle this game. Maybe some of my old PS3 racing wheels will work, I don't know. Next up, another Insomniac game, and this one I had my fingers crossed for, because I love this series, and it made a debut, Ratchet and Clank, and it looks wonderful. This demo also showed off how the SSD of the PlayStation 5 can really load fast, because Ratchet and Clank were going through these interdimensional portals, and every time they did, it was a completely new stage, completely new art, completely new map, completely new textures and enemies, and they jump through this thing, and it'd just be there, and they jump through another one. So this was really a showpiece for technology, and with Insomniac at the head of this, which I guess they have I guess they've been hiring, because Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank at the same time, that's going to need a lot of people to run through those games, but you can really see that this game could not be done on anything else. Similar to when we saw the epic Unreal Engine 5 demo, where the woman was flying through the stages and everything was just transparent and just worked really well and beautifully. That's what's going on in this game. So, yeah, I'm super pumped for Ratchet and Clank, as are my little kids. Another game that I really was excited about was Sackboy, A Big Adventure. This is from our dear friends at Sumo Digital, and it looks great. This is like a side quest type or side story type game to Little Big Planet, which is a media molecule joint, and it looked really nice. Sackboy himself looked as real as a real Sackboy could look. So, looks like a third-person platforming adventure, and I'm always into these type of games. So I'm very excited. Sumo Interactive. They're a great group of developers. I know they'll push out something fantastic. So looking forward to that. Sackboy Big Adventure. Check it out. Another game that they talked about. This is what Sony was doing. Sony showed out, their own big party things. Then they also showed off some of the little guys, some of the more indie studios. So a small indie studio called Ember Lab, run by Mike and Josh Greer. They had a game called Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. And the art style on this looked really nice. It seemed to be a third-person action-adventure game. Cool monsters to fight. Lots of puzzles to solve. Very, very nice-looking presentation. I like the cool main character. She seemed like lots of moves that she could do. Like, I'm really wanting to learn more about this game. It looked really cool. This studio is a small little studio, but the fact that they were given the big stage by Sony, I think that's really awesome. So I'm going to be sure to try and check this out. That's Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Tango Gameworks. So this is run by, well, not run, but Shinji Mikami of Resident Evil and the Evil Within fame. And he is the one producing this game called Ghostwire Tokyo. And it looks terrifying. It's a very, 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 very accurate representation of Tokyo. Lots of ghosts. Having just come back from Tokyo not that long ago, I was like, I think I stayed at that izakaya, I think I've been there. That looks really familiar. So it's cool that the PlayStation 5 graphics can live up to an authentic representation of Tokyo. Almost as good as Persona 5. But the game looked terrifying. Cool ghosts, cool crazy mechanics. I'm pretty excited about this. So I'm seeing what Mikami-san has to show with Ghostwire Tokyo. Terrified, Father Resident Evil can do no wrong. Evil Within, super scary. I expect my pants to need to be changed when this comes out. From Software unveiled Demon Souls. Demon Souls has a special place in my heart because I'm one of those guys. I grew up on the NES in the 16-bit era, 8-bit and 16-bit era of games, where games are really, really hard. Really hard. And this is the only games that we had, so, if we spent $40, we wouldn't be able to get a new game, so we just kind of had to play it again and then lose again and again until we got good. Get good. So, Demon Souls is one of those games where it's super hard as nails, and I absolutely love this game when it came out on PS3. So, the fact that it's coming out on PS5, and it looks jaw-droppingly gorgeous, stunning, stupid, amazing, fantastically beautiful, and terrifying. And I'm hoping that it'll be in 4K 60 frames a second. That's what this hardware is supposed to be able to give us, right? I have all these teraflops, 12 teraflops, I might as well be able to use them. All these CUDA cores can be used so I can parry and dodge and circle and block. Parry is a different game, that's Bloodborne. So I'm really looking forward to playing Demon Souls again. That was quite an adventure. I lost 100,000 times, but every time I would go a little bit further, like in Sekiro, every time you go a little bit further, it's just that much better. It's like, oh yes. Same thing with Dark Souls, same thing with Bloodborne. So, Demon Souls on PS5. Stunning, stunning. Horizon Zero Dawn 2, The Forbidden West. So, Horizon Forbidden West. This is Guerrilla Games. And Ayla looked absolutely fantastically gorgeous. Super detailed with her clothes, her hair, her face, the environments, the robot dinosaurs running around. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Guerrilla Games, they use that engine. Hideo Kojima used the same engine, the Guerrilla engine, for Death Stranding. And you can see where that expertise came in this game. Absolutely fantastic, gorgeous. I keep saying that, but these games really did knock my socks off with how beautiful they were represented. Every special effects, HDR, it was just gorgeous, gorgeous to behold. So, Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the best games that came out on PlayStation 4 a couple of years ago. and the DLC, and it's also it's probably the prettiest game to show off HDR to the system. So this I expect similarly to be a knockout. Hey, this is what a PS5 can do. Make sure you get the good monitor, get the LG C9, dialing your settings, and really let's see what this system can do. And I think that's what Horizon Forbidden West will do. The game that got me the most was Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 8! I've talked about how much I love Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2 and even Resident Evil 3. Even Resident Evil 3 was a little bit weaker than the others, but I still really enjoy the game. Resident Evil 8 looked so freaking good. So dark, terrifying, scary, creepy. The environments, oh, it was awful. It was awful, terrible. Chris Redfield showed up. Like, Chris! I have no idea where this is going to go. But I'm all in. I'm all in for Resident Evil 8. And Capcom's really been knocking this out. Like, these games that come out within a year of each other. So I don't know when exactly we're going to get Resident Evil 8 Village. And I like, just like Biohazard 7, the 7 kind of went into the Hazard, and 7 Evil. The 8 looks like Village. Someone knows their words. No one knows how to do typography. So, Resident Evil 8 Village. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Super pumped. Very much in the style of Resident Evil 7. First person, super grimy, dark. Can't wait. I can't wait for my pants to need to be changed. So those are the top 10 games, 10-ish games, that I thought were really dope. Now there's some other games too that you definitely want to check out too. There's a game called Deathloop by Arcane Studios, and a really cool 70s blaxploitation vibe where guy's getting killed, but he comes back. It's like a death loop. Oh, just now got that. Okay, death loop. IOI Interactive showed off the latest Hitman 3. I have some friends that love Agent 47, and hopefully this game the series has been kind of shaky, but hopefully Hitman 3 will bring all the fans back. I'm looking forward to that. If you've ever played the Astro Robot, I don't remember the name of the game, Astro Robot game in VR, that game is fantastic. That is Sony Japan Studios, and now we have a Astro's Playground using those same Astro characters. So that's going to be a lot of fun, I'm thinking so. Lauren Lane came out and talked about Oddworld Soulstorm, and it looks really nice too. I'm a bit of an Oddworld fan. I think Limited Run Games did a release very recently for PlayStation 4. And Oddworld, those are really cool platforming games, and like some of the things that you were doing in the world look very interesting, look very cool. NBA 2K21 was shown off too, and sweat and pores and body was awesome looking. We want to see how realistic and Uncanny Valley-esque that players can look in this. Hopefully we'll get some awesome animations to go with our basketball and sports games that are coming out too. And there's a couple others. Square Enix had something called Project Athia. I don't know what this is. I don't know who the protagonist is or anything, but it looked really, really, really pretty. And another game, and there's a bunch of others, but the last game I'll talk about is a game called Stray. It's very cartoony style, and it starred a cat. Cat fans, go ahead and put in your pre-purchases right now. The last thing that Sony showed off was the actual hardware itself. And we've seen the DualSense controller with its two-tone-esque and has a built-in mic, which is neat. The triggers are pressure sensitive. There's haptic feedback. The controller is a work of art itself. We finally got a chance to see the system. And boy, is it, in my opinion, it looks like it's straight out of the future. It looks gorgeous. It's white, and it looks like you're eating a sandwich and some of the sandwich fell out. That's what it looks like. It's gorgeous in my opinion. I had some other people looked at it and were like, "This is hot garbage." It's like, no, you're hot garbage. It does not look like anything. It doesn't look like a typical gray or black box. It looks really neat. It looks really swooping. They showed it vertical, and I was panicked. I was like, okay, I don't have room for this system. What am I going to do? Wife, it's time to buy a new house so we can fit the PlayStation 5 tower. No, it sits on the side. There's a little stand too. So no worries there. It should fit in my entertainment system. Also, it looks really big. if you remember how big the PlayStation 3 is, which was this big, this looks to be even bigger than PlayStation, the original OG fat PlayStation 3. So, but there's a lot of hardware in this system, and I imagine it needs a lot of cooling, so I'm sure the cooling was going, some of the design went into the cooling of the system, but I think it looks really cool. But there's very much division on what other people think. So please, in the comments below, let me know what you think. You think the PlayStation 5 is hot, or you think it is not? So, that's it. That is the PlayStation 5 reveal. I thought the show was great. If I had to rank the show from F to A+, I would probably give it a B+ or an A, because the things that I wanted to see games, which we saw, and I wanted to see the box, which we saw. And the games that came out, some I kind of had heard whispers about, some were in the rumor mill, some I was not expecting, some should have been obvious to me and I didn't think about it, but of course they came out. And I saw some really cool things that I'm really much looking forward to. So I think Sony did a fantastic job teasing the hardware and being consistent with talking to developers, showing the games, boom, 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 boom. It was a great presentation. And yeah, now I need to start selling off some of my retro games so I can buy a PlayStation 5. So there you go. That's PlayStation 5 review. So thank you for watching. We have a Patreon. We have a Redbubble. Please like and subscribe. Smash that notification icon so you get updates the second we drop new content. And remember, gamers who play together stay together, so love one another, keep gaming.